In this episode, I'm going to share with you the differences between stocks, between mutual funds. Let's throw in ETFs, exchange traded funds, and the newest kid in town, REITs or real estate investment trusts. And let's begin with stocks. Madalas stocks ang default na in investments ng mga tao because it's quite popular. Sa kanila ang dating nito social, no? And to a certain extent ito yung pinaka mabilis at pinaka madaling ma-access, no? Pero madalas ang iniisip ng mga tao, for me to be able to start investing in stocks, do I need to have a lot of money? For me to be able to understand stocks, do I need to be like you? Do I need to be a finance grad? Do I need to be an econ grad? Do I need to be good with numbers? Do I need to monitor the market every minute? Do I need to leave my day job just for me to be able to make money in stocks? Or better yet, I'm just a beginner, but I don't know how to interpret charts. I don't know how to read numbers. I don't know what those jargons mean. I don't know about algorithm. I don't know about Fibonacci. If you think that all these things are a requirement, if you think all these things are required for you to start investing in stocks, you're making a very, very huge mistake, because you don't need a lot of money to start investing in stocks. You don't need to be a finance grad. You don't need to be a business grad. You don't need to be good with numbers when it comes to stock market investing. You don't need to devote a lot of time to monitor the market, at least not yet, as far as being a beginner is concerned. Same thing when it comes to charts, when it comes to numbers. Eventually, I'm pretty sure eventually you'll get there. But as a requirement, no, you're not supposed to have a lot of money. You're not supposed to put in a lot of money. You're not supposed to be a finance grad, a business grad. You're not required to monitor the market. Don't leave your job, and then you're not supposed to, you're not expected to understand technical analysis, fundamental analysis, charts, ratios, well, at least not yet. Simply put, investing in stocks is buying. It's you buying shares of listed corporations. You're not just an investor. You are now called a stockbroker, a shareholder, because you partly own the company. And the good thing about investing in stocks is, yes, you own the company, but you don't run the company. You don't take care of the day to day. You don't open the shop. You don't close the shop. You don't answer to management. You don't answer to complaints. You don't do those things. In fact, you can just let them do what they do best. It's as if you're outsourcing the management to the day-to-day management, the day-to-day operations and administration to those people who are really familiar with running the show. But the thing is, if you decide to start investing in stocks, the next problem point you will probably encounter would be, where do I invest? Because you're going to be overwhelmed by the simple fact that you have close to 300 listed stocks to choose from. And again, that's a lot. It can be overwhelming, especially for beginners. So what the Philippine Stock Exchange did is, in basketball terms, I'd like to call them all-stars, or the Gilas Pilipinas of stocks. You're talking about the best of the best, the most conditioned, perhaps the most popular two-way players. So they play defense. They're good on offense. They can play multiple positions. And in the world of stocks, we call them the Philippine Stock Exchange Index. So it's not the PSE. It's the PSEI, the PSE index. They're also called index stocks, index names, or blue chip stocks. They're there. They're called blue chips because, not necessarily because they're famous, but because these are the stocks which are heavily traded. These are the more stable companies. And most importantly, to the eyes of the investors, they're consistent when it comes to dividend payments. And again, you're certainly familiar with a lot of, if not all, no, of the names and logos in front of you. So these are your blue chips. These are your Gilas Pilipinas of stocks. They're considered blue chips. They're called blue chips because they're historically proven to weather economic downturns, pandemic, political pricing, economic issues. These are the companies that still prevail. They adjust to the situation. They're flexible. They make sure that they still keep on they still continue being able to offer their products and services through problems, through limitations. No, they're considered blue chips because they happen to be the biggest, if not the biggest, in their respective sectors, in their respective industries. They're blue chips because as far as branding is concerned, they're top of mind. Again, familiar, even if we take out the text dito sa slide na to, most probably with the logos alone, you'll probably be able to identify them. So that talks about branding, them being top of mind when it comes to fast food. Who comes first to mind when it comes to food and beverage, when it comes to alcoholic beverages, when it comes to banks, when it comes to hotels, when it comes to real estate, diba? So they're top of mind. And most especially since we're talking about investing, to the eyes of the investors, as mentioned kanina, they're consistent when it comes to dividend payment. And during our, in our previous webisodes, na pag-usapan natin, what's a dividend? Dividend, quickly, is also called profit sharing. And you can share what you don't have. You can't share profit if you're not profitable. So that means that these companies, these names, these logos, they're not just popular, but they're also profitable. Or perhaps let's look at it the other way around. They're popular because they're profitable. They're not profitable just because they're popular. So again, they're considered blue chips primarily because they're heavily traded. They're stable. They're historically proven to weather economic downturns. They're one of the biggest in their respective sectors. They're top of mind when it comes to branding. And again, most especially, they're consistent when it comes to dividend payment, which means they're profitable. As mentioned kanina, in investing in stocks, you're owning a business, but you're not running a business. So that's one way to put it. That's one way to look at it. You're buying your ownership, but you are outsourcing the problem solving. You're outsourcing the day-to-day administration, the operations to those people who we consider are experts. Sila yung magaling sa pagpapatakbo ng negosyo. Alam nila yung industriya, alam nila kung sino yung mga dapat kausapin, alam nila yung competition, compared to us na from the outside looking in, talagang mga bagito or newbies, talagang most likely if we step into the scene, there's a very high likelihood that we're going to lose money because we don't know what we're getting ourselves into. Or perhaps baka meron ka pang trial and error phase for you to be able to get the hang of it. The good thing about that is, again, it allows you to own a business without having to run a business. And when it comes to capital, napakaliit, no? So for as little as 5,000 pesos, you may start opening your very own online stock brokerage account. For as low as 5,000 pesos, you may start buying your first, second set of shares. Hindi mo kailangan gastusin lahat yan sa isang kumpanya lang. Pwede mo siyang split into depende sa presyo, no? 2 or 3 companies for you to be able to diversify your portfolio, and then repeat that again the next payday, repeat that again once meron ka ulit pera. So it allows you to become an instant entrepreneur, and most importantly, it allows you to co-own brands that you believe in, brands that you patronize, yung mga malls na pinupuntahan mo, mga fast food chains na kinakainan mo, yung mga utilities na ginagamit mo, internet provider mo, yung mobile phone provider mo, yung nagbibigay ng kuryente sa bahay mo, sa opisina mo, and you're outsourcing the management of these companies, no, to those who know it best. But we're not done yet. Hindi pa doon natatapos 'yun. I would also like to make you appreciate the fact that in stock market investing, your money grows two ways. Your money grows by way of capital appreciation. Sabi nga nila, ito yung pag na-timingan mo na mababa siya, you get to buy it low, you get to acquire it low, and then you get to sell it high. That's capital appreciation. But more importantly, kumikita ka rin dito sa pamamagitan ng dividends. No? So dalawa yan, dalawang source ng income mo. Capital appreciation is being able to buy it low, being able to sell it high, being able to buy it low, being able to sell it high. That's essentially capital appreciation. But hindi natin na appreciate, no, madalas kasi ang dividends. So dividends, it's something that most profitable companies give out on a consistent basis. Some of them give it out once a year. Some of them give it out twice a year, some every quarter. So it really depends on their generosity, and really depends on the performance of the business. So Jollibee, for example, 2019 gave out a total of 2 pesos and 58 centavos per share. 2020, despite the pandemic, they were still able to give out 1 peso 30 centavos per share. So it depends again on the situation. It depends on the market. It depends on how good they're performing, if tinatangkilik ba ng customers nila yung produkto or yung serbisyo nila, or kung yung present situation is something beneficial for their line of business, no? But the problem is not everyone thinks that they're built for stocks. Bakit? Kasi maraming tao yung sa pananaw nila, no, sa tingin nila masyado silang busy para sa stocks, para tutukan yung merkado, para tutukan yung kumpanya, para tutukan yung mga bagay-bagay tungkol sa pagninegosyo sa stock market. Masyado akong busy, Andoy. I need to look after my kids. I have work, di ba nga? Meron akong trabaho during the time na nagte-trade ng stock market. I also want to make it a point na pag nasa bahay ako, I spend quality time with my family. So it's okay, no problem. No, we perfectly understand, and that's why I'm also going to throw in an intro, a little bit of background about the stock market, about mutual funds, no. Dun sa sa previous episodes natin na pag-usapan natin yung legitimate investment outlets in the Philippines. You have deposits, you have bonds, you have stocks, you have real estate. Sa mutual funds, lahat ng ito pwede mong pag-investan sa loob ng isang mutual fund. Sa isa, dalawa, tatlong mutual funds, pwede mong ilagay ang pera mo sa deposits, money market, sa bonds or bond market, sa equities or stock market, sa real estate or sa properties market. So yun ang kagandahan ng mutual fund, no? Paano ba nag-ooperate ang isang mutual fund? A mutual fund basically pools money. So pinagbabakas-bakas niya ang pera ng mga investors with similar or mutual investment objectives. So yung mga newbies magkakasama, yung mga intermediate investors most likely magkakasama, yung mga advanced investors magkakasama. They're pooling their money together because they have mutual objectives. And then it gets managed by a professional full-time expert fund manager. And then it gets invested in publicly disclosed investment vehicles. So bago ka mag-invest, alam mo na kung saan ilalagay yung pera mo because meron silang prospectus. Ang tinatawag nila doon, KIDS, no? Key Investment Information Documents, no? And required ng mga mutual funds to publish that para at least bago ka pa man mag-invest, alam mo na kung saan nila ilalagay yung pera mo eventually. And then when they generate returns, it gets passed back to the investors. So ganun yung cycle niyan. Is it worth investing in? Pwede ko bang i-consider yan, Andoy? Ano bang mga dapat kong malaman tungkol sa mutual funds? Well, the first thing you need to know is it's legitimate. Nabuhay siya sa pamamagitan ng Investment Company Act. May batas yan na nag-establish ng mutual funds, no? Ang ownership mo dito kasi bumibili ka ng kumpanya. Ang tawag kasi sa mutual funds ng mga regulator is they're also called investment companies. So you're buying ownership of the company parang stocks, no? Pero hindi nga lang listed corporation. You're buying an investment company, the mutual fund itself. That's why your ownership is represented by NAV, PS, or net asset value per share. Paano mo malalaman kung lehitimo ang investment company na kausap mo? Or better yet, your investment professional na nag-offer sa'yo ng mutual fund? Well, check sec.gov.ph. Dapat nakalagay ang pangalan ng mutual fund company or investment company doon at dapat nakaregister din ang pangalan ng mutual fund company representative or mutual fund agent na kumakausap sa inyo. Kung wala, kung hindi, then wag mo nang ituloy because most likely baka scammer yung kausap mo, no? Hindi siya rehistrado, hindi rehistrado yung kumpanya na nire-represent niya at siya mismo bilang investment professional hindi siya rehistrado. Napakamura ng minimum investment amount sa mutual funds. For as little as 5,000 pesos, you may start investing in stocks. If you find it still expensive, let's take it back some 15, 20 years ago, 100,000 pesos for you to be able to start investing in stocks. Ibinabayan to 50,000 pesos, ibinaba to 25,000 pesos, ibinaba to 10,000 pesos. And ngayon, 5,000. And from time to time, may mga promos, 2,500, 2,000 pesos, 1,000 pesos. May mga nakikita pa nga ako minsan, 500 pesos you may start investing in mutual funds. And again, you're talking about legitimate investments. These are programs and these are promotions being done by mutual fund companies approved by the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas in order for us to reach out to more Filipinos, in order for us to encourage more Filipinos to get into investing. We're trying to make it more convenient, more affordable, and more accessible for Filipinos to make their money, make more money by way of investing. Since binabakas-bakas natin yung pera natin together, it allows us to access higher yielding outlets na individually hindi natin mabibili because again, maliit lang yung initial capital natin kung tayo lang ang mag-i-invest. It allows you to instantly diversify your portfolio kasi pag bumili ka ng mutual fund na isa, 20, 30, 40 individual outlets ang mabibili mo sa loob ng isang mutual fund. So instant diversification. It's very liquid. Kapag nagbenta ka at walang buyer, the mutual fund company will buy it for you. Kapag bumibili ka at walang nagbebenta, the mutual fund company will sell shares to you. Just a testament to how easy it is to liquidate your position and how easy it is for you to gain access to mutual fund shares. And it's also exempt from capital gains tax. So yung kinita mo ng sa mutual fund, it's exempt from capital gains tax. And most importantly, let me repeat it for you. Let me emphasize this for you. You get to take advantage of the skill, the expertise of full-time professional fund managers. So parang you're outsourcing the decision making, you're outsourcing the trading to licensed professional full-time fund managers. Comparing it to stocks, sa stocks, you are the driver. Sa totoong buhay, kapag ikaw ang driver, hindi ka pwedeng mag-text, hindi ka pwedeng mag-email. You need to focus on driving. The good thing about this is you have control over the destination. You have control over the direction. You want to stop over to for a CR break, pwede mong gawin. You want to stop over for fuel break, pwede mong gawin. You want to stop over to sleep, pwede mong gawin. Same thing when it comes to stocks. You want to stop to buy Jollibee shares, pwede mong gawin because you have control. You're totally in control. You want to stop for you to be able to sell Jollibee shares, then so be it. But when it comes to mutual funds, hindi mo kayang gawin yun because you have a driver. Mas social lang dating because you have a driver, but the thing is, yung driver mo / your fund manager does not listen to you. Hindi siya nakikinig sa'yo kung saan mo gustong huminto. Hindi siya nakikinig sa'yo kung gusto mong mag-CR break. Hindi siya nakikinig sa'yo kung gusto mong bumiling Jollibee because you are paying your driver / fund manager management fee to trade for you, to decide for you, not to listen to you. Kasi kung binayaran mo siya to listen to you, edi baliwala lang din yung pag-hire mo sa kanya. No? Of course, that's essentially the reason why you're outsourcing the service to the fund manager because you have trust and confidence that they'll be able to make successful calls for your money. That's why dahil meron kang fund manager, it will require less focus from you. So pwede kang medyo magpetiks-petiks even during the trading day. Pwedeng hindi ka magbasa ng research materials because they're supposed to do that for you. But yun nga, sabi nga natin, the driver chooses the route and the destination. Wala kang say kung saan siya hihinto to buy Jollibee. Wala kang say kung saan siya hihinto to buy Meralco or to sell Jollibee or to sell Meralco. It's totally his call. No? Isa pang magandang malaman natin is kung nalilito ka between stocks and mutual funds, hindi mo kailangan problemahin yan. Because we happen to have what we call a hybrid between stocks and mutual funds. And that's what we call an exchange-traded fund. And in the Philippines, meron lang nag-iisa no, na mutual fund listed in the stock market. Meron lang nag-iisa na stock at mutual fund hybrid. And that's what we call the First Metro Exchange Traded Fund, or FM ETF. It's the first and still the only exchange traded fund in the Philippines. Ano bang exchange traded fund? FM ETF in particular invests in the blue chip stocks. So napag-usapan natin kanina, the best of the best, heavily traded, stable, Gilas Pilipinas of stocks, consistent dividend paying stocks, no? But let's run the numbers. If you're going to buy all of them, even at their minimum board lot, you're going to have to spend about 700,000 pesos. And that's a lot, especially for beginners. And I can't afford to invest 700,000 pesos in one go. But I find them attractive, investing in blue chip stocks. So what FM ETF did, what an exchange traded fund does is it buys all these blue chip stocks. It puts them in one basket. That basket is what we call the FM ETF, or First Metro Exchange Traded Fund. And that basket is something you can buy for as little as, right now, going rate March 19, 2021, 97 pesos. 97 pesos per share. So let's put it at 1,500 pesos. You get to buy more than 10 shares. So imagine the affordability this brings you, especially if you're not yet familiar with stock market investing, you're not yet familiar with mutual funds, or you have very limited capital but you'd like to start investing in both stocks and mutual funds, then FM ETF or an exchange traded fund would be perfect for you. It's as if you're buying one but you're getting 30. But you're not just getting any kind of 30, you're getting the best 30 in the Philippines. No? The good thing about investing in an ETF, and FM ETF in particular, is again, it's very affordable. It's super simple. It's super tradable compared to mutual funds, which are being priced at the end of day. Since by virtue of it being listed in the stock market, FM ETF, you may buy it at several points in a day. No? May presyo siya, just like any other stock. So pwede mo siyang timingan ng mababa, and then pwede mo siyang ibenta ng mataas. That's why it's affordable. And then the guys running FM ETF, the guys managing FM ETF, they're good with what they do, that they've been awarded as the best emerging market ETF and best emerging market exchange traded fund manager. So FM ETF, the first and still the only exchange traded fund in the Philippines. This is something you can buy through First Metro Securities Brokerage Corporation. How about real estate? Let's talk about big boy stuff. Let's talk about hashtag adulting. Real estate yung pinag-uusapan natin. Real estate as an investment is a very good kind of investment. If you're going to look back dun sa mga previous episodes natin, sabi natin it provides us with higher potential return because of the increased demand but low supply, no? Tapos it provides us with a lot of earnings opportunity, no? Capital appreciation, rental income, lease income. But the problem is it provides us with a lot of limitations din. Mataas yung barrier to entry kasi napakamahal ng isang real estate property. Kung hindi mo man siya kayang bilhin in cash, yung access mo naman to capital is also very limited kasi kailangan mong mangutang. Kapag nangutang ka, ang daming requirements. Kapag nangutang ka, maliit yung mauutang mo. may collateral pa. So medyo maraming complications. Kapag meron ka na namang real estate property, kailangan mo ring isipin yung maintenance, no? Kailangan mong isipin yung upkeep, kailangan mo magpa-renovate from time to time, kailangan mo magpa-repaint from time to time, kailangan mo magpa-repair from time to time to extend the usability and to extend the life of the property. Not to mention concentration risk. Baka masyado kang maraming real estate properties, for example, sa isang bahaing lugar, sa isang flood-prone area, sa isang area na dadaanan ng fault line. Yung concentration risk can also be in the form of the asset class itself. Baka masyado kang maraming investment sa real estate na nahihirapan kang i-liquidate. Kasi nga, sabi na natin, kahit marami kang Facebook friends, kahit marami kang followers on Instagram, Twitter, kahit meron ka pang YouTube channel at parati kang nagpo-post ng mga real estate properties mo for sale, it's not that easy to flip real estate. Because again, babalik tayo dun sa high barrier to entry. Mahirap sa ibang tao, sa ibang mga Pilipino, it's actually a life goal. No? And that's why yung mga problema na yan, parating kailangang i-factor in, no? So sabi nga natin, no, you have to keep on learning before think about earning. So we're talking about the pros and cons, the ins and outs of these investment vehicles. But again, these problems can be solved by the new kid in town, or what we call the real estate investment trust. Kung kanina pinag-usapan natin si FM ETF or Exchange Traded Fund as a hybrid between mutual funds and stocks, itong real estate investment trust is a hybrid between a real estate investment and mutual funds. Why? Because parang nagbabakas-bakas din tayo sa pagmamay-ari, no, ng mga real estate properties. Real estate properties like office buildings, malls, condominiums, hotels, hospitals, parking lots, any real estate property na income generating. So it makes real estate ownership or co-ownership affordable, easier, and accessible. So kung OFW ka, pwede kang mag-invest sa REIT kahit hindi ka umuwi sa Pilipinas. Kung nasa Cebu ka, pwede kang mag-invest sa REIT tapos ang mga property mo nasa Mindanao and nasa Luzon. So it actually makes it more convenient for people to invest. Another thing you'd like to understand, though, is it requires very minimal capital. You don't need a lot of money for you to be able to buy REITs. It provides you with instant diversification in the real estate space. So meron kang office space, meron kang commercial property, may residential, may condo. And it's eventually going to work to your advantage kasi ang dami mong source ng income. It's managed professionally. So meron siyang admin manager, meron siyang property manager. It provides you with regular dividends. And just so you know, in the Philippines, meron tayong batas sa REITs na requiring real estate investment trust companies to distribute as dividends 90% of their distributable income. It's a requirement, batas yun, no? So as an investor, at least kampante ka na alam mo kapag kumita ang real estate investment trust mo, 90% of their kita will be distributed to investors in the form of regular dividends. Ayala REIT, for example, is giving out dividends every quarter. So makikita mo doon may liquidity, no? So very evident na kumikita ka. And most importantly, very liquid. So hindi mo na kailangang isipin na maghanap ng buyer kapag magbebenta ka ng property. Ito, magbebenta ka lang ng shares ng real estate investment trust and then makukuha mo na agad yung cash at mapapakinabangan mo na siya. So comparing that to buying a lot of real estate properties wherein you're going to have to spend billions of pesos. I'm not talking about just millions, but billions of pesos. A REIT, for example, you just need 4,000, 5,000 pesos, and then you may start investing in real estate investment trust. No? So again, I'm talking about legit. I'm talking about legitimate investment outlets that you can take advantage of, especially in this trying times. No, it's very important for us to make the most out of the opportunity being presented to us. Bagsak karamihan ng presyo. lugmok ang ekonomiya, pero hindi dapat yon excuse for us to stay on the sidelines. It's totally upon us to take advantage of the opportunity, and for us to make our hard-earned money make more money. So again, this has been Andoy Beltran from Let's Invest PH, and I do hope I was able to at least shed light, no, on the basic differences between stocks, between mutual funds, exchange traded fund, and the real estate investment trust. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next webisodes.